Hello, and well, it's good evening here, but wherever you are, whatever time zone, greetings. This is Tea with the Druid, number 57, I believe. And my name's JJ.Middleway. I'm a Druid member of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. And I'd like to open by extending greetings, blessings, and thoughts for Philip and Stephanie and Emma down in the Southern Hemisphere in New Zealand. And I want to extend blessings to all the people I can see already logging in. Some I know, I can see familiar names. I'm not going to mention you. There's some lovely people, some I know, you're all lovely. And I'm not going to spend too long, but I want to acknowledge there's a whole string of people already logged in there. And it's lovely to be with you, to feel that connection. And that's one of the beautiful things about Druidry for me. So, this is going to be an experiential, inclusive little session. I haven't told you what it's about, have I? It's in the footsteps of our ancestors, exploring the relationship between song and the land and the beauty of that, the healing quality. So, I want to start by, I wonder if we can share 3 breaths together. It's just a familiar Druidic way of linking in that's become very second nature to me over the years. One of many gifts of Druidry. So just imagine we're all linking in and sharing, first of all, a breath with the earth beneath our feet or where we sit. A deep breath for the earth. And a second breath with the beautiful sky above us, wherever we are. And a third breath for the beautiful waters which surround the lands which we inhabit. Wherever we are, there's water around. And we share a third breath. Thank you. I'd like to complete this little introductory part by welcoming in the spirits of place, the spirit, great spirit, spirits of the ancestors, to witness and to join us and to celebrate with us an exploration and to protect, to bless, to guide and inspire us on this little journey together. It's lovely to see people linking in. I feel you all and I honour you and acknowledge you with a smile. Okay. So I'm going to start with a song because that's a better illustration of what I'm going to be talking about than anything. So I invite you to listen first and then join in. You might know it. It's very simple, but it's very wise. The words are, I am the land, that is all that I am. I am the land, that is all that I am. I am the land that is all around me. I am the land, that is all that I am. So I'm going to introduce my drum at this point. And yeah, I'll just drum along. I'm going to sing, please join in. And at the end, we're going to hold a few moments of silence and just breathe into the power and the beauty and the healing quality of that. I am the land that is all that I am. I am the land that is all that I am. I am the land that is all around me. I am the land that is all that I am. I am the land that is all that I am. Join in, please. I am the land that is all that I am. I am the land that is all around me. I am the that I am. I am the land that is all around me. I am the land that is all that I am. I am the land that is all that I am. Lovely, thank you. So I'm just putting the drum aside. I don't know about you, but there's something very powerful in those simple chants, these simple chants offered to the land. So let's just explore that a bit more. So there are a number of creation myths, creation stories that talk of a creator being that walks the land and sings it into being. So they walk across the land and they sing. And as they sing, life comes forth. So that's the life of the land, the plants, the animals. It's also the humans. And it's also the streams, the mountains, the grass. And it's amazing to think that there are a number of creation myths at different parts of the world that have this similarity. So it suggests there's something in it, and it's very Druidic. So these creator beings walked particular tracks across the land. Now, one of the traditions that survived and gives us clues and gives us an insight into this is the Aboriginal culture in Australia. Some of you may be joining me from there, and that's amazing to think, actually. Incredible to think of us all around the globe in different lands. But the Aboriginals, they retrace the steps of these creator beings, the dreaming tracks, they called them. And each generation, each new, in every being sang, they had the elders and the initiated people of the tribe who would walk the land, reinvigorating and reconsecrating these tracks and singing them continually into being. And their intention wasn't to improve them or make them better or special. They were special, but their intention and their need and their responsibility and their calling was to hand over the tracks, hand over songlines as we also know them, in the health that they've been given to them by their ancestors. So they're handed the lands in beauty and truth and health. They sing them throughout their lives and hand them on to their next generation in the same health. They didn't need to improve them. As is was perfect. Now, it's my inclination, my own dreaming in a way, that these dreaming beings, the dreamed trackways, were not just exclusive to particular parts of the world. I think there was a web, an original web around the globe, and that whilst in the south we might have called them Aboriginals of the desert, in the north, I think it might be more appropriate to think of those beings as Aboriginals of the trees, of the forests. Arbor, trees, Aber, but Sweden. So these beings, they managed to do this. What's incredible, they managed to do this for tens of thousands of years, certainly thousands, but the indications are they did it for tens of thousands of years in an ongoing and beautiful way. And I think there's a lot in this for us as Druids that we can learn from, for sure, but reconnect with, to reconsecrate the land, to retune it, to refine, to rediscover these tracks. So wherever we are on this globe, there's a trackway to be discovered or to be created or to be sung anew. we're all created beings. We can think of this creation as being historical, way in the past, which it was. But it's interesting, at the weekend I was fortunate to do a Sanskrit course, and the origin in Sanskrit, they don't have linear time. They don't think of time as linear, and this is very Druidic for me. They think of time as linear. And so in the moment, we can create, and we do create, our world afresh and anew each time. So creation is in the moment. We can sing these lines, these song lines anew. And there was a beautiful poem when I was a teenager. I mean, I think now, why was it I was drawn to these things? There was a Navajo poem, song poem, that sang to me then, and it sings to me afresh with a deeper meaning now, because it relates to this, what I'm talking about. It goes, follow a rainbow trail, follow a trail of song, and all about you will be beauty. There is a path out of every dark mist over a rainbow trail. And I love those words. I loved them as a boy, and I love them all the more now in relation to the meaning they convey. Okay, so let's do a little more experiential exploration of this. I'm going to take you on a guided visualization. Now with Philip and others who've held this space, I think that's often been in a grove, and I'm going to try a slight variation of that. We're going to honour the sea. Now, what's important here, for some of you, you might feel a bit nervous of the sea, as I did when I was younger. But in this guided visualization, we're going to do a couple of things you need to know. There's a boat keeper who holds this space of the boat, is protective of it. No, is so experienced. There's nothing going to go wrong. You're in safe hands in this little journey. And the other thing is that we're going to sing a song, or I'll start by singing a song. It's very simple. It comes from the Western Isles of Scotland. I know that very ancient language. And there are 3 words to it. It goes, Kaim, Kaim, Agus, Kura. And those words mean horizon and coracle. So Kaim is horizon, Agus is and, Kura is coracle. Some of you might know what a coracle is, but it's an old and ancient boat. You think of half a walnut cut on the sea. Simple structure, not huge, but enough for 2 or 3 people. And woven from willow or hazel rods and wood, but covered with skins, animal skins, and then sealed in some way. Tar these days, but whatever. It was a very hardy, sturdy, seaworthy craft, and there's evidence that people sailed the oceans in these. And so we're honouring our ancestors. Those dreaming tracks, if I haven't mentioned, were also known as the tracks of our ancestors. The dreaming tracks of our ancestors. So if you care to, we will be going to sea in a coracle, but it's a very calm sea. Just enjoy, be held together. If I invite you to close your eyes. And then to imagine you're on a shore by the sea. Imagine you're walking and you're barefoot. That's barefoot, really loving being by the revitalizing sea. You're walking along, the waves are breaking on the pebbles. You feel the sand between your toes, the water lapping over your feet, the odd bit of spray blowing into your face, but very beautiful, enlivening day. The wind, just a breeze blowing your hair, blowing your face. As you walk along, you see just along the shore a little way, there's one of the coracles that I talked about with someone sitting in there. And they're sitting in, waiting for you and inviting you to go join them. And this is your own special boat keeper, whoever it is. And as I've said, they're experienced and you're in safe hands. And you wade out, you go in a little deeper up to your shins, maybe up to your knees, and you climb into the coracle and are helped in by the boat person. And you find your place. There's a seat for you waiting on the coracle. And you feel the swell of the sea, just a gentle swell. And you adjust, your breath becomes one with the sea as the swell beneath the boat lifts and rocks it. So your breath becomes one with the sea, as it will become one with the song we sing in a moment. So you're paddled out a little way to sea, but it's a beautiful, calm day. The sea is alive and beautiful, and you're at rest. And then this song appears as if from out the sea. It is of this realm. So I invite you to hear and listen and to join in if you feel so inclined. Agos. You enjoy the stillness of the sea and of this moment. And you're aware that the boat keeper, the boat person, is gently paddling the coracle back towards the shore. And you come towards the shore, back towards the familiar beach. And the boat lands on the shore. And you step out. You thank the boat keeper in your own way. And you make your way up the beach, away from the sea. You walk up the beach. And you're aware that other people are emerging from their own boats and they're coming from the sea as well. It's all the people in this grove of travellers. We're a wide grove around this globe. And we're all walking up the beach together and joining in a huge circle on this expansive beach with the wind gently blowing and the sea in the distance and all these beautiful people who we've shared this journey with in circle. And we join hands. And we'll just dedicate and offer and honor this journey and this work by offering 3 Arwens for the good of all beings, for the good of the land, for the good of the sea, for the good of this planet, and for our own health too. So 3 Arwens together. You gently squeeze the hand on either side. And you let go. And gently find yourself back in your seat before the screen. We're all back together here via this medium. Welcome back. So I'm just going to have a sip of tea. This is tea with a druid. This is rose tea, by the way, which I thank my beautiful partner Fleur for making just before we came on air. Rose tea, because I'm allergic to normal tea. So rose tea for the heart. And that's just about it for this session. I've really enjoyed connecting with you all. It's a real privilege and a joy. And yeah, the time goes very quickly. 20 minutes isn't long. It's a bit more than that, 22 I see. And I see more people coming up. I'll read all these comments afterwards and thank you all. There is a website where I explore more of this sort of thing, Enchanting the Void, or JJ.Middleway. And I'll write a blog to accompany this broadcast, which should go, it'll go up in a couple of minutes. I think it's scheduled to go up. Yeah, it'll go up in a couple of minutes. So love and blessings to all of you, and travel well on your journey. And may we all work together to reinvigorate and heal the earth and ourselves. My love to all of you. Bye-bye.